So let's start restoring the faith in this country again. Today we're going to talk about the First Amendment. The First Amendment is divided into five core values: the freedom of religion, the freedom of speech, the freedom of press, the freedom to assemble to assemble peaceably, and the freedom to petition. It starts from top to bottom: religion, and then the freedom of speech, and then the freedom of press. You need to understand religion back on the day when this document was written. Religion was everything. There was no school, universities, or colleges. So people would read from the Bible and understand religion that way. So religion became just part of the culture, the food, the way you would treat sickness, the way you would deal with society. So religion influenced every day, every aspect of each and every year. So that's why when the founding fathers they saw religion, they saw it as the first thing in the line in the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights. Of all your freedoms, religion comes first. But you need to understand that religion was part of all the fundamental of the lifestyle of a human back in the day. That's why religion is comes first. First Amendment, the first part, the first core value on the rights and the freedoms of a person. Now, there's religious hatred. Religious hatred, there's war, there's conflict in communities because of religion. There's even conflict in family because of religion. I don't believe what you believe. I actually don't believe in anything. And there's also the my belief and my gods are better than your beliefs and your gods. All these messy attitudes and way of thinking from people was simplified in the freedom of religion. So the freedom of religion kind of deals with the idea that we're not going to have conflict in this country because of religion. You're free to think and believe and worship whatever God you want, but we're not going to deal with that in this country. So that's why the freedom of religion happens. But we need to understand that for example, here in Texas, there's other religions trying to come and impose not only their religion, but they want to impose their law. And that's the problem. When you come into this country, you don't impose your religious law in people. The law is the Constitution. See, the law is not like the law of the Pope or the Vatican, the law of the Jews or the law of the Muslims. There's not such thing like that. The law here is established by a republic. So the law in this nation, it's supreme on this document. This is the supreme law, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence. And if you don't like that, you can go back to your country and live the law of your religious beliefs back in your country. Now, why did they did this? Because they wanted peace. They didn't want war. They didn't want war. So you're free to believe whatever you want, but don't come and impose it into our society.